not trying to be Jay-Z or 50. God bless everybody. My name is Drez. I'm a black sheep, and I got something to say.
You can get with this. Or that. I think you get with this, Sean. I'm a 73. You got to chill. Chill.
With a strong, cool, and casual delivery, EPMD Cole rocked the scene in 1988 with You Gots to Chill.
Relax your mind, let the constantly bring you down to the sound of EPMD.
They was like one of the first people who came with like the real laid-back kind of style. They were like too cool for school, but they slurred their words, which made it even that much more exciting.
Oh, you should keep quiet while the MC rap.
Eric Sermon sounded like he was drunk off of like 50 gallons of old English.
Is my name, my spell, things to the clientele, yo, I rock well.
They just made some really hot records and really understood what sounded hot.
Listen when I tell you, boy,
the song helped their debut album top the charts, and their success surprised the teenage MCs.
There was one show we was at, and Fresh Prince grabbed the mic and said, "We want to congratulate EPMD for #1 album in the country." We were looking at each other like, "What do you mean? #1 Billboard album? We didn't know what Billboard was."
3 albums, and 5 years later, the duo split over personal beef. Then, in 1997, they teamed up for Back in Business.
EPMD's back together.
Every album they had business in it. It was like back to business, going out of business, your mom's in the business.
Now, pushing 40, EPMD are together again, expanding their brand with a sneaker line.
Yep, we have a sneaker from DC Company that's massive hot.
What's more, in the summer of 2008, they released their first new album in over a decade, We Mean Business.
EPMD as a group, real iconic and real big, and they'll never be forgotten.
Chill.
Supersonic.
Coming up, JJ Fad still got that supersonic magic.
There's 3 of us, and I know we're fresh. Party with the non-stoppers and our names are death.
And Houdini bringing the freaks out at night. Next on VH1's 100 Greatest Hip Hop Songs.
You're watching 100 Greatest Hip Hop Songs, only on VH1.
They try to hide what's going on, and we tell it like it is.
They brought the inner city to the rest of the nation.
Aggressive, black, militant rage.
And foreshadowed an uprising.
The country can be shut down.
With every revolution, you got violence.
NWA, the world's most dangerous group, premieres this Friday at 11. All part of VH1's Rock Docs. And don't miss the 2008 VH1 Hip Hop Honors. Monday, October 6th at 10. Only on VH1.
Alright, this one's dedicated to all my honeys. Baby, I need your loving.
Number 72.
We're JJ Fat, and we're here to rock.
Back in 88, MC JB, Sassy C, and 15-year-old Baby D were just jamming, fresh, and deaf. And the ladies came correct with their ode to busybodies, Supersonic.
Supersonic.
Supersonic. Classic material from back in the day. It was an awesome song.
JJ Fat, underrated. Underrated. They're like, we're sexy, but we're here. We're MCs. We are in this game.
We know you like us girls, so you better get stirred. Cause we are the home chicks that are rocking your world. Supersonic.
It's a classic 80s song. 3 girl MCs with the DJ, and they had the spandex and the big jackets and the fluffy hair, and it's the dance routines and Baby D beatboxing.
But when it comes to our lady, you might even try it. Supersonic.
The LA trio was discovered by Eazy-E and produced by Dr. Dre, and became the first female MCs nominated for a Grammy.
What did you guys do when you first heard you were nominated for a Grammy?
Great.
Yeah, we had a party.
We were the first females even nominated for a Grammy. The first ones. The nomination, even though we didn't make it, because the Fresh Prince beat us out.
When it comes to JJ Fad, you can get no play. Supersonic.
The group hit a high point with Supersonic, but a second album didn't fare well. So in 1992, they called it quits, hopped on the mommy train, and got real jobs.
And after the group disbanded, then I went to nursing school and became a nurse, and that's what I do to this day. I'm a respiratory therapist, and I work with the babies.
As of right now, I'm a front desk clerk, and I just take care of my kids.
Absolutely.
Hit it, baby D. I'm like skinny damn, said I know what to do.
20 years later, JJ Fad hasn't lost their touch.
See, it's three of us, and I know we're fresh. Party rockers, non-stoppers, and our names are Def. See?
And the reunion is a real possibility.
Most of our children they're getting older, right? And it's like, now it's the perfect time that we can come together because we've accomplished the family thing. We've done that.
We mastered that.
We mastered that. Time to get back to work.
Yeah, that was it. That's it.
Number 71.
They had fly moves, slick studs, and an ill stage show. And in 1984, Houdini had a hit too with Freaks Come Out at Night.
Freaks come out at night.
I think that was actually my favorite beat back in the day.
Now that's top 100 material.
This goes open to after dark, and the 8 till 12 till the party really starts. They were funky, they were from Brooklyn, and they was all that. Tell me, what's the name of that song? Say what? Well, let's sing it.
It's a great song because to me it stood for something.
They're talking about the whole downtown scene with the leather, the chains, the spikes, the freaks come out at night.
All kinds of colors running through their head, and you can just about spot a freak anywhere.
They were the first group to have a sexy in the group. Shirt off, big butt, with a leather hat on, all the girls yelling. Freaks Come Out at Night
Was one of my video debuts. I'm the guy all in red with the Jerry curl. And Jermaine Dupri was in there. Yeah, with the Jerry curl dancing and whatnot.
Freaks are all over me like white on white.
Houdini's buzz burnt out by the late 80s, and though they kept trying, the trio called it quits in 1996. But today, Houdini's back on stage being recognized at VH1's Hip Hop Honors in 2007 and is receiving mad love on the classic hip hop circuit.
Houdini was a really tight group. They should have gotten way more play.
I think Houdini is probably the most underrated hip hop group of all time. I mean, they were just pop.
Number 70.
In 1991, Caucasian sensations Third Base took sucker MCs to task with a Peter Gabriel sample and some biting lyrics with Pop Goes the Weasel.
Pop goes the one and the weasel. I see the empty pocket needs a refill.
I love Third Base.
Third Base was dope. They were high.
It's the fact that you can't be autistic.
MC Search, he was the first white boy that was really like giving up the science.
And I can read it, doesn't have to be read.
Pop Goes the Weasel was like an excellent example of white-on-white crime because Search and Pete were going hard on my man Vanilla Ice.
Pop goes the weasel, the weasel. Pop goes the weasel, the weasel goes pop.
We wrote Pop Goes the Weasel as a response to all the nonsense that we were hearing on the radio. You know, Hammer, Vanilla Ice. We just felt like hip-hop was deeper than that. So we wanted to go deep. We wanted to go in. And, you know, Henry Rollins was nice enough to play Vanilla Ice. And we had a good time shooting that. It was a lot of fun.
Now in 91, we got a new brand, a new band, looking like the same old clan.
The guys peaked with Pop Goes the Weasel and split a year later. MC Search wasted no time launching his own label where he hit the jackpot by discovering Nas.
Pete and I split up because we had different agendas. I was really focused on wanting to be a dad and wanting to be a husband. Plus, I had just signed Nas, and I wanted to get Illmatic up and running.
Eight up on the plate, now who's Diesel? Not the Weasel, not the Weasel. Pop Goes the Weasel.
Today, Pete Nice is a baseball historian living it up in Cooperstown, New York. And Search, a married dad of 3, is running his label, DJing 2 radio slots, and hosting reality TV like VH1's White Rapper Show and Miss Rap Supreme.
I'd like to welcome you to your first elimination challenge.
And though it's been 15 years since his last hit, Search hasn't put down the mic for good.
I still rhyme all the time, but the difference is I rhyme because I love to, not because I have to. I wanted to sustain myself and make music because I love making music. And I've been very blessed to be able to have that career.
Number 69.
Yes, y'all. With 1994's I Used to Love Her, Chicago MC Common gave his take on hip-hop's evolution, why he loved it, and where it was going wrong. Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop.
Pound for pound, the greatest concept record ever made is Common's I Used to Love Her.
I met this girl when I was 10 years old, and what I love most, she had so much soul.
I Used to Love Her, the her was an acronym that stood for hip-hop. I seen hip-hop really changing at that time. I didn't feel like it was going in the right direction, so I wrote that song and compared hip-hop to a woman.
Because we related physically and mentally, and she was fun then. I'd be geeked when she come around.
You listen to the song, and then when you get to the end of the song, you realize that her is hip-hop music.
Boy, I tell you, I miss her.
Genius.
Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop. The song was meant as a tribute, but some listeners took it personal. Ice Cube in particular.
Throughout the song, I talked about how I liked it. You know, she was with gangsters, but I was just saying, be versatile, be diverse. So anyway, he didn't get that message from the song.
Now, black music is black music, and it's all good. I wasn't salty, she was with the boys in the hood.
We basically went with words, and at a certain point, we decided to reconcile the situation.
Yes, yes, y'all, and you don't stop. Since his early days in the game, Commons padded his resume with children's books, a line of headgear, and roles in flicks like American Gangster.
Film Wanted is out now, yeah. I'm also working on Terminator 4. But, you know, for me, it was important as an artist to keep expanding.
Of course, his heart still belongs to hip-hop. The rapper's 8th album hit stores in 2008, and there are plans for more.
I definitely know that hip-hop is my foundation, and I love doing it. And I feel, you know, that if God willing, I'll be able to keep writing forever.
I used to love her.
Number 68.
Born and raised in the ATL, rapper T.I. backed up his claim as King of the South with the 2006 epic, What You Know.
Don't you know I got 3 when I church out the church back and now said, well, only know the what you know about that.
He got a really cool vibe about himself. Got his own sounds, very original.
I like his swagger, I like his style.
And he naturally grabs you into these stories with his great voice.
That was like the soundtrack to everybody's life in Atlanta at that moment, the Hustler's Anthem.
Bad beat, hard lyrics. That's when I was really feeling T.I. when he came out with that song.
What you know about that?
What you know about that?
What you know about that?
What I know about it, I thought I knew something until you asked me 1,900 times. I don't know what I know now. What time is it? Am I tired?
What you know about that?
Between his rap stardom, budding film career, and job as CEO of Grand Hustle Records, T.I. was poised to be hip-hop's next great mogul. But the momentum died in 2007 when he was busted for possession of unregistered machine guns and silencers in Atlanta. Under house arrest in 2008, he pleaded guilty and was sentenced to a year in prison plus community service.
I realized completely that I violated the law, and I accept that I must be punished. I take it very seriously.
Hopefully it turns out well for him and spawn some more good music.
I'll see you later, man. Keep it pimping.
Coming up, a bad boy gives it up for God.
I'm living the dream. I'm like the king right now.
From the south to the west to the east to the north, come on.
Plus, the mystery of Spoonie G's whereabouts, now solved.
I heard you got killed, something like that. I'm looking at him like, what?
Next on VH1's 100 Greatest Hip-Hop Songs.
Sponsored by Sears. Move your fashion forward with bold styles from the new LL Cool J collection available exclusively at Sears.
Sears wants to see some cool wardrobe upgrades. And Pam here says she has her crew looking all right.
Here's my work. I learned patchwork from my mother. Don't they look cool? Mr. Cool. Okay.
Upgrade with the right pieces for my new collection of LL Cool J apparel.
Fist bump.
Okay.
Ow.
Exclusively at Sears.
Like, how many pairs of sneakers did you own?
I am a sneaker freak.
Hi, my name is MC Serch, and I'm a sneaker addict.
I think at one time I owned probably like 7 pairs of 35, 40.
No, I got 50 pairs.
I have 396 pairs of sneakers.
You had British Walkers,
Nike Cortez, and you just had to have your white Air Force Ones.
You had to have Pumas.
But of course, I did have my Adidas. That's definitely Adidas.
It was all about Adidas.
I had shell top Adidas, every color.
Well, then see, put shell eggs on the mat.
Sneakers and hip hop, it just goes hand in hand.
Numbers.